Today we're going to be installing this Ecoflow alternator charger on my brother's Tacoma. If you don't know what they do, it gives you fast charging while your car is running. It should be able to charge up an Ecoflow in about an hour and a half, just under that. Install should be nice and easy. We just got to route a cable through the firewall, through the floor panel here, and up towards the battery. It's got 3 different modes, so you can fast charge your Ecoflow battery, you can reverse charge your truck, so in case you kill your battery while you're camping, and apparently you can jump start your car. It's the hardware it comes with, heavy duty. The reason you have to route it backwards is because of this giant block at the end where it connects to the Ecoflow, and that's not going to fit through your firewall. I'll pop the hood here. And our plan is to have it sit just underneath the driver's seat here. The Ecoflow can charge on the floor back here behind the driver's seat. First thing we're going to do is pop off this door panel here. Simple enough. Got that front piece off now too. Not sure how well you guys can see that, but we'll go along here and up through the firewall down there.
I'm gonna tape these together so it's easier to feed through the firewall. Temporarily, obviously. Like that.
That way it doesn't get hung up.
Alright, I'm gonna feed it through here.
Nice and easy, just like that. We're through. Now it's up to my brother wherever he wants to mount it for his car, but we're going to run it along the side of the engine bay, try and keep it as neat as possible. Maybe come up here to the right of the battery. That way it's not blocking this beautiful off-beam switch panel.
See, just gonna grab the terminal, pull it through with the trusty Nipex. We gotta feed a little more through.
Just need a little bit more play here. Yeah, I'm pulling.
You got it?
Should be a little more. We can pull it back after. That should be plenty.
That comes with a inline fuse. So hook that up to the battery and then hook it up to the wires.
This is what your inline fuse looks like.
10, 12, 13. That should cover us.
As per instructions, you want to ground the negative wire on the chassis, connect the fuse to the battery, and you should be golden. So first things first, we're gonna disconnect the negative terminal of the battery just for safety as per the instructions. Once we do that, we're going to hook up the ground to the chassis. And then we're going to connect the fuse to this wire and then connect the extension with the fuse to the positive terminal. Just throwing a rag underneath the negative terminal just so it doesn't touch on accident during the install. Now that the negative terminal's disconnected, I'm going to hook up the positive fuse now. And that is an 8mm, I think. And ideally don't do this in the rain. Gotta do what you gotta do. We're camping this weekend. How it goes. Flat washer first, spring washer, nut. Got this little tab here that you got to feed through so they stay connected. Like that. The protector goes on, and it is a 125 amp fuse. Next, got to ground the charging wire. I think I'm gonna go for this one here. So I'm actually going to pull the wire back a bit. Look about good, or a little more? I think, yeah, any more than that, we're going to have trouble connecting the positive. Yeah. I'm just going to wrap electrical tape around this plastic box protecting the fuse. Seems to come undone pretty easily, so just precaution. Last thing to do is decide where the positive is going to be fed. We decided to go around behind the battery just because it's going to look a little cleaner. We can pull some wire back afterwards. reconnect your negative terminal. Beautiful. Get everything nice and tucked away.
Alright, that's not too bad. You can still see the fuse nicely.
All we got to do now is tuck it underneath the panels. And then choose a place where we're going to put it.
Wires. Hopefully we can get it to go along here. Still fit on the outside. I'm gonna try having it under the driver's seat, but if I don't like that in the future, I might try and route it behind the seat here and mount it there. But it is supposed to have airflow, so for now it's going under the seat. And while it's off, I'm gonna vacuum. Just fits. There. Pretty clean. When you plug a cable in, you need this piece to release the cable. So put this somewhere where you're not going to lose it in your truck. I'm going to put this in my center console. All these plugs are keyed, so you can't really plug the wrong one in. And this one goes here. There's a little picture of a vehicle. So here we go.
That's one.
And the power button is right there. This is the cable that goes from the charger to the Ecoflow battery. I really like how it comes with these little wire ties. Keep everything tidy. And this guy goes here. All this stuff feels really nice, high quality. This is a all metal case. Really impressed with it so far. So we're gonna test it out now. The Ecoflow is currently at 53%. You can see 0 input. So we're gonna take the charger, plug it into the side here. It's a nice 90-degree angle plug, so it takes up less space. Now we start up the truck and then we fire up the alternator. And as you can see, it's now putting out 260 watts and climbing. So here's the app, and you can see it gives you the voltage that your alternator is currently putting out. It gives you the watts that's going into your battery, gives you the approximate time. So even though we're only pulling 282 watts right now because I have it turned down a little bit, it's still 2 hours to charge it from 54%, which is amazing. And if I was driving on the way, I could crank it up to the full 800 watts. And yeah, you can see here the different modes: reverse charging and battery maintenance. So if you were going to park your truck for a long period of time, you could put it in battery maintenance mode and have it basically as a battery tender. So I turned it up all the way to the full 70 amps, and as you can see now we're getting 560 and climbing, but it's actually not recommended when you're just idling your truck to have it on full power. But just to show you guys, even just sitting idling on the driveway, we're pulling 570 watts just about, and only an hour and 3 minutes charging time till full from 56%.
We're really happy with this product. It's a great alternative to solar for overlanding. If you found this video helpful, we'd appreciate a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.